Okay, so let's learn about species and speciation. I had to really give ChatGPT lots of good prompts so that I get an answer like this in points. Like one, under one there's A, B, C, then two there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our teacher likes these pointers, so I have made an answer like this. So I'm sharing it with you guys and also learning it myself. So species is the basic unit of classification and fundamental unit of evolution. According to Mayer, species are groups of interbreeding natural populations that are reproductively isolated from other such groups. So they are interbreeding but reproductively isolated from other groups. And each species has a distinct gene pool and unique morphological, physiological, and behavioral traits. Distinct gene pool and unique morphological, physiological, and behavioral traits. Types of species content: morphological species concept based on visible structure similarities. Morphological structural similarities. Biological species concept based on interbreeding and reproductive isolation. Biological interbreeding and reproductive isolation. Phylogenetic based on evolutionary ancestry and genetic data. Phylogenetic is genetic and ancestry. Ecological based on niche and environmental role. Evolutionary based on independent evolutionary lineages. So morphological, biological, phylogenetic, ecological, evolutionary species concept. And you can also typological species concept, which we will learn later. Characteristics of a species: members share a common gene pool. Each species has a distinct gene pool. Show generic continuity through generations. Interbreed freely within species. Reproductively isolated from other species. So interbreed among themselves. Reproductively isolated from other species. Heavily exhibit similar morphology, physiology. We already know. Each species has a distinct gene pool and unique morphological, physiological, and behavioral traits. Occupy a specific niche in nature. Show adaptive variations for survival. Now, what is speciation? Speciation is the process by which new species evolve from pre-existing ones. New species evolve from pre-existing ones. It involves genetic divergence and reproductive isolation. Reproductive isolation and genetic divergence. Speciation is formation of new species through evolution. Speciation plus species plus evolution. Speciation. Species of new formation of new species through evolution. Steps of speciation: variation arises in a population. Isolation divides population through geographical isolation, reproductive isolation. Genetic divergence occurs due to mutation, selection, and genetic drift. Reproductive barriers develop. New species emerge that are incapable of interbreeding, and it happens. Variation arises in population. Isolation divides population. Genetic divergence occurs due to mutation, selection, drift. Reproductive barriers develop, and new species emerge that cannot interbreed. Types of speciation: allopatric speciation due to geographical isolation. Darwin's finches. Sympatric speciation within the same area due to genetic or ecological isolation. So allopatric is within due to geographical isolation, but sympatric is within the same area without geographical isolation. Just sympatric is genetic or ecological isolation. Allo is geographical. Allo is a geographical isolation. So how to remember allo and geo? Allo and geo, and sympatric is genetic or ecological isolation. Parapatric speciation along adjacent populations with limited contact. Speciation along adjacent populations with limited contact. So these are part of population but with limited contact. species in a population with limited contact. Peripatric, small isolated group diverges from parent population. Small isolated groups that are diverged from the parent population, they are parapatric. So peri and parent diverges from parent is peripatric, and para is speciation along adjacent populations with limited contact. Now factors causing speciation: geographical barriers, mountains, rivers, mutation creates genetic variability. Geographical barriers in allogeo. Mutation creates genetic variability. Natural selection favors adaptive traits. Genetic rift, random changes in small populations. Isolation mechanisms prevent gene flow. Hybridization, formation of new hybrid species. So geographical barriers, mutation, natural selection, genetic drift, isolation mechanism, hybridization. Reproductive isolation mechanisms: prezygotic can be ecological isolation, temporal, behavioral, mechanical, genetic. Postzygotic, hybrid inviability, hybrid sterility, hybrid breakdown. So after zygote formation, hybrid inviability, then hybrid sterility, and hybrid breakdown. And before zygote formation, ecological, temporal, behavioral, mechanical, genetic. Example: Darwin's finches, apple maggot flies, sympatric, meaning in the same region area but due to genetic or ecological isolation. About 86% of all non-species. Okay. Species, basic evolution unit. Isolation and genetic change causes divergence, speciation, formation of new reproductively isolated species. Okay, so to revise, species can interbreed but reproductively isolated from other groups. Morphological, biological, phylogenetic, ecological, evolutionary characteristics of a species already know: interbreed, reproductively isolated from other groups, share common gene pool, shows behavioral, physiological traits, similarity. Speciation, new species evolve. Best steps will be variation arises, isolation, genetic divergence, mutation, selection, drift. Then speciation, types of speciation: allopatric, sympatric, peripatric, parapatric. Para is among along adjacent population, and peripatric is small isolated group diverse from parent population. Sympatric is due to genetic and ecological isolation. Allo is geo, which is geographical isolation. Factors are geographical barriers, mutation, natural isolation, genetic drift, already know. Prezygotic and postzygotic isolation mechanisms. Postzygotics are hybrid inviability, hybrid background like this. Prezygotic, ecological, temporal, behavioral, mechanical, genetic.